Dragon Age the Veilguard creative director calls people on the right small and weak people, puffed up by their own cruelty.
He's got no business saying anything
Um,
about
that okay.
anybody.
This story, this story gets kind of somewhat interesting, right? But right immediately, I'm looking at that going, that's some crazy projection, because as I get into this article, you're going to see that he is literally describing the progressive types. Sure, there's no shortage of bad things that can be said about the right, the far right, or what have you, right? No shortage of things. Both sides, you can say a lot of stuff about both sides. But here's my point. Uh, I believe it's he. We'll get into that. But they say the stuff which is sounds just like the progressives, just like some Democrats, some progressives. It sounds like he's describing them perfectly. And again, he could put down on the right, and there's no shortage of things to be said that fits, but this only fits his own side, which I can only call projection. I can't see it any other way. Okay, so it is a man, I hope. John Epler, the creative director of Dragon Age the Veilguard, called people on the right small, weak people puffed up by their own cruelty in a post to Blue Sky. Oh, surprise. Yeah, Blue Sky. Epler, who is now narrative director at Full Circle Studio, reacted to a Wall Street Journal article about Florida Republican Representative Kat Kamak. Kat Kamak. What a fucking name.
Yeah.
Kat Kamak. What the hell was their parents thinking? Okay. And her ectopic, how do you say that? Ectopic.
A topic.
Ectopic. Okay. With her ectopic pregnancy, it occurs when a fertilized egg implants outside the uterus, most commonly in fallopian tube. So yeah, tube pregnancy. It's supposed to travel through the tube and then develop, but sometimes it stays in the tube and develops, which they cannot give birth to a baby that way, and it can kill them if it keeps growing in there. In the article, Kamak, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Kamak details how medical professionals did not want to treat her due to Florida's 6-week abortion ban bill, believing they might lose their license or go to jail, despite Kamak allowing hospital workers to read the bill. She blamed the left for this fear. So she went and said, I have this ectopic pregnancy, and basically, if I don't get rid of it, it's going to kill me. And they were afraid to do it. Fear of getting arrested, even though no such law existed. But what had happened was the Democrats and the progressives, or maybe one and the same, whatever the case, had spread it far and wide that the Republicans had made it illegal for them to do anything even remotely similar to an abortion, which it is not an abortion. It's a life-saving procedure. But they were in fear because of a rumor that had been spread by the Democrats largely. Even though this woman, Florida Republican representative woman, told them the law. I mean, after all, she's part of the lawmaking process. She told them the law, and they're like, we'll go to jail. We can't do it. We can't do it.
Oh, that's bad.
One of the defining features of the modern right is that it's never their fault when policies have bad outcomes. It's the fault of the left for not warning them enough. A complete abdication of personal responsibility. There's always someone else to blame. How is this person taking this situation, okay, and blaming the right instead of the left? The law was never written that way. There was never such a law. It was never in place, never enacted, never enforced. Yet, because the left spread it far and wide, they are preventing life-saving procedures. And to top it off, they're blaming the victims of their spreading this.
It
That
just
that's some nerve.
it just sounds to me like they're not wanting to take the blame for this themselves, you know. So yeah, they started the rumor, but they're gonna sit there and say they didn't and all that kind of stuff.
He added in a follow-up, it's dangerous and it's transparent, but more than it's pathetic. These are small and weak people puffed up by their own cruelty to appear big and strong. It's why solidarity matters and why centrism fails. Oppose them and they back down, compromise, and they'll run over you. This is some incredible projection.
That sounds like he's talking about all the zealots on the left.
Yes,
Instead of-
he is. That's why I say projection, because he is describing his own people perfectly. You can. There's room to speak badly about the right. Yes, there's things that could be said, but these things fit the left entirely.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I mean, you minored in psychology, right? I mean, isn't this projection?
Oh yes, it's heavily peppered with projection. Heavily. I mean, that's just it is. That's what it is.
We're not professionals, but I don't think it requires a professional to see the amount of pure projection in this.
Yeah.
They are literally victim blaming for the very problem that they themselves have caused.
Yeah. And she could not get life-saving treatment.
To be clear, Florida law states this act does not prohibit a physician from taking such measures as are necessary to save a life of a mother whose life is endangered by a physical disorder, physical illness, or physical injury, provided that every reasonable precaution is also taken in such cases to save the fetus's life. So if there's no other options, they will get rid of the ectopic pregnancy. And in such a case, there are no other options, because unless I am mistaken, to my knowledge, they cannot remove it from the tube and then put it in the rightful place.
No, because what happens is the fetus does not form correctly. It's basically a mass that grows in the fallopian tube because, for one, it's not getting the nutrients it needs to form a human being. It goes nowhere. Well, what happens is
Go ahead.
What happens is it can mastatize and get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and threaten the life of the mother. So it's not.
So this woman who is didn't it say she was a congresswoman? This woman in such a position could not get it done, even though it was not against the law. So she had to resort in doing it herself through methotrexate. I'm not sure how to say that word, but here you go. She used this to do the job as no doctor would.
Oh, I'm going to look that word up real quick. I'm going to look it up to see what it is.
So this person who was the creative director of Dragon Age the Veilguard is this long gone, this far gone. He is so gone that he is blaming the victims of a problem he has created for them. Not him alone, but he was part of it. Him and his kind put it out there that they won't do it. It's against the law. They will get arrested if they do it, to the point to where the doctors are going, I won't do it. I'll get arrested. And the congresswoman who writes such laws are going, no, here's the law. No, you will not. I help write a lot of these laws. You will not. And they still wouldn't do it. And here he is blaming the victim of a problem he caused. The creative director of Dragon Age, the Velguard. This to me is strong and mind blowing. To me, I mean, I
Yeah.
can't speak for the rest of you, but I think this is a hell of a story.
I looked it up in the chemical that she had to use to get rid of that ectopic pregnancy has some very, very bad side effects like liver damage and all
It's not
sorts.
unlike when people have to get rid of unwanted child and using like a coat hanger. I mean, any self treatment can be life threatening. I don't believe that it should like all out ban all kinds of abortion. I believe there should be stipulations. I've known women who've used it like a service, like they'd be going every month or 3 months, or whatever the case may be, however often they would let them. They'd be like, "Oh, it knocked up again. Go get it taken care of." No, that does permanent damage to your body. Not to mention, allows you to live a lifestyle that is not good for anyone. And then, if you were to make such an argument of the unborn children being ripped out and dissolved, I believe it should be allowed with stipulations, because there are events where a woman shouldn't carry it, like, say, some family stuff that shouldn't be happening, or they get jumped on the street, or, what have you, like that, right? There are cases which, if you said, well, if this happens, you can do it, you're going to have every woman going, yeah, my uncle or brother, blah, 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 and they'd be off to prison, but they got their abortion. So your best bet is to have stipulations. You can only do it this many times and this many years, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
That's just my take on it. All you people out there, think for yourself, think what you will. I'm not telling you what to think. I'm only giving you my take.